Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing a little bit more Sunless Sea. I know this is a series that people are a little bit divided on, but the reason we're coming back here is because, for one, I really want to play some more of it, so we're going to. And the second thing is that an expansion recently came out for this game, called Zubmariner, which allows us to go under the sea. I have no idea what kind of horrible things exist down there, but I'm definitely interested in finding out. So, we're going to take a look here in Fallen London and see what exists beneath the sea. Oh boy. I actually don't really remember what we were doing, honestly, in the main storyline. I know some things were being done, like, for example, we had made some progress on some of the adventures in the Empire of Hands. We had done some favors for various people. We had been helping Maybe find her mother, and it looks like she must be in Naples. We had been helping the keeper find all the colors, and we're working our way through that list. Pigmote Isle had been saved. Various things have gone on here, and there's a lot that's left for us to do. We still have a spider island to go explore. We have all kinds of mysteries to finish with the principals with regards to their great chess game, if we can get a fluke core. So there's all kinds of adventures for us to get back and do more of. But for now, we're going to learn a little bit about what's new. So let's take a look here and see what might have changed in London since last we were here. If we take a look at London, we have some of the standard actions here, so that's fine. Nothing too unusual there. Dark Spectacled Admiral, do you have anything new for us? He wants us to submit port reports, but I think we already have. I don't know. Okay, here we go. We can give him a report on the Fathom King's Hold. Oh, and we're out of space. So that is an unfortunate little side effect here. Don't know exactly what I want to get rid of. Muter salt tends to be pretty valuable, although I can't remember what it was for. These items are extremely useful for their value, except we have nowhere to put them, which is unfortunate. I don't really want to get rid of them. I might wind up selling them somewhere. We can get some value, because at least then we get something out of them. I guess we'll get rid of a Foxfire candle here. I feel like we bought 3 on purpose, though. Let's get rid of the fuel. So it goes. There we go. That's fair. So there's nothing else there for us. What else is new? Anything new in the Brass Embassy? No, looking to have us sell our contraband there, but otherwise no. Forgotten Quarter? Anything interesting in here? We can get an eyeless skull here if we want. These are pretty nasty, though. With the Magician has become our Viceroy, we can do that. Interesting. It will, indeed, damage our primary abilities, though, so we probably don't want to do that if we can help it. What else do we have here? The Venturer's Desire. We have the ability to go north of the Avid Horizon with him, but we have to be able to carry 40 of his cargo, so we can't do it in this ship. The Voracious Diplomat wants us to get agents, which can establish an intelligence network elsewhere. We can do that. But the most important thing here to me is this. A Zubmariner's tutorial. How to use our submarine. How does it work? Alright, well, do we have one to begin with? No. How to acquire a submarine. Her Majesty's Admiralty has sworn off submarine exploration. However, we've heard tales of unofficial research into submarine travel being conducted in her distant colony. Okay. Let's see here. Travel to the southern coast and follow it east to find Port Carnelian. There, we can learn how to convert our ship into a submarine. Alright, so I guess we're heading down to Port Carnelian. So it goes. In that case, we've got what we need. We have a hold full of supplies and fuel, which should be able to take us there. We've got a powerful weapon, some good engines, and everything else we should need to make this journey a success. So let's go learn how to make ourselves a submarine. I'm going to have to remember how to actually play this game, because it has been some time. But overall, we should be in a pretty good shape here. If we check our map, we know that Port Carnelian is quite a ways down to the south. So on the way down there, we can see if anything else interesting is going on. There may be new locations added to the world for all we know, although I suspect they may all be involved with going underwater. But we'll find out. We will find out indeed. Oh, our hull has some damage. I maybe should have repaired that before we left. I guess we'll just have to do our best to not get horribly murdered, and otherwise hope to get away with it. Generally, the sea should be pretty safe around here, though, so we shouldn't have to worry too much. We shouldn't have to worry too much at all. So let's just take a look around and see what's going on. We have quite an extensive crew at the moment, so generally we should be able to handle whatever comes at us, but we'll see what's what. Here's a crab. Let's destroy this crab. Job done. Alright. And we'll pick ourselves up some crab. There we go. Lost 18 hunger. Not a great reward, but so it goes. Now, recurring nightmares. Ooh. We've begun to dream of a vast eye. It knows us. We cannot evade its gaze. Our nightmares will come upon us from time to time, inspiring terror. The eye is aware. That's good, right? What could possibly go wrong? For now, we're going to take a mostly direct route down south. It's quite a ways down to Port Carnelian, but we should be able to get there without too much trouble. We'll drop in at the Cumaean Canal just to see what's what, but I suspect we won't need too much here. Jellyfish down there. Not really a threat, but we'll see what's what. Drop in briefly at Giannotti Harbor. This is still here. Interesting. Okay. In the Cumaean Canal, we can listen for surface gossip, but I'm going to hold on to where something awaits us and see if anything interesting will happen with that. We'll pick up a perfunctory port report and keep moving. Let's target the Gilliflower. It's less dangerous than a full-on jellyfish, but not without its threats. We're just going to let it go, I think, at this point. Yeah. Not worth bothering with at this point. We'll let it get out of range. Don't really want to waste too much time here if we can help it. Of course, we also don't want to sail directly into Adam's Doom here, so let's try and avoid that. For some reason, I can't put away my combat log here, which is annoying. I guess it's because these pirates are too close. No, now we can put it away. There we go. Don't know what was going on there. We could stop in at the Iron Republic as well, but I'm going to bypass them for now. We have a mission here, and we're going to try and accomplish it, heading down to Port Carnelian as quickly as we can. Now, I don't know what it's going to cost us to try and make a submarine, but hopefully we'll have enough funds to be able to afford it. I imagine we can descend in these deeps to find out what lurks below, but we will learn as we go, I suppose. There's an eastern angler crab. We're not going to try and mess with anybody for the time being, just because, as much as it might be interesting to, we're kind of wounded, and we want to make sure we can survive whatever this tutorial involves. I imagine it won't be too dangerous, but you never know. You never know. There's a Hemustache we might go for here, though. See if we can take it out without getting horribly injured. Lay on the hurt as fast as we can here, using our blue scintillac to add extra damage. He might get us this time, but not quite. Goodbye, Behemostache. Alright, let's see what he has for us. You have the option to dig around in its innards or harvest its flesh in its mustache. Let's try this one and see what happens. I think we've done this every other time. Interesting. A grand loss. Take its teeth as trophies, its bones for corsets. Regrettably, its mustache is singed beyond repair, and they'll be lost to posterity. For the next 3 watches, sailors are seen in mourning black. We've gained 2 hunting trophies, a Stygian ivory, and 2 supplies. Alright. Not a bad little reward. Using our light increases how much fuel we burn, so if we can avoid it, we want to. But let's see what's going on here down in Port Carnelian. We've come a long way to learn the secrets of the Untersee from you. Time to learn what they're all about. Alright, Zubmariner, the fierce philanthropist. Her house is built in the tall, porticoed London style. Red brick and white plaster, decorative iron railings painted black. Its mistress is the subject of intense colonial gossip. Independently wealthy, an industrialist's daughter, a widow, unwelcome in London. What then does she want with us? An invitation arrived as soon as we docked. We can accept her invitation or decline, but we're going to begin the quest which allows us to attain a Zubmarine, because that's what we're here for. Ooh! Ooh, sorry about that, friends. To edit that out. We expected a sizable gathering, but it's just us, her, and a decanter of admirable sherry. She is not a small woman, and comprehensively occupies her armchair. She wears sensible satins and sensible shoes. Her hair is impeccably curled. I've heard a number of shocking things about you, Captain, all of which I consider thoroughly promising. Her accent has a hint of Midlands melancholy to it. She must have spent much of her life on the surface. For a time, she asks questions about our travels and listens avidly to our answers. Then, she gets down to business. A question, Captain. She tops up her sherry. Some years ago, the nations of the Neath struck an agreement to abandon their research into submarine travel and leave the Z depths untouched. The agreement about nothing of consequence. Sailors mutter about it when listing the Admiralty's follies. We nod. She raises her glass to her lips. And what is your opinion of this agreement? She asks. Is it nonsense? Nowhere should be gift forbidden to the capable explorer. Or do we approve of it? It's probably for the best. The Z surface is bad enough. God knows what unpleasantness lies below. But no. We scoff about it. It's nonsense. Her smile is conspiratorial. Then we can help each other. I am prepared to finance, in a large part, improvements to your ship that will make it capable of submarine travel. The Admiralty and other powers disapprove of such innovation, therefore we will need to be discreet. I have procured experts, laborers, and a workshop. They are well paid and loyal. Here is the address. Meet us there, and we can begin our work. The fierce philanthropist will help us convert our ship to a submarine in her hidden workshop. Okay. On the shore of a gloomy inlet stands a rickety factory. Once, and supposedly still, it was committed to the cutting and polishing of sapphires. Now it is the place where the fierce philanthropist houses her intrepid staff of engineers, the ingenious men and women who will convert your ship into a submarine. Okay. Phase 1. Contribute nautical know-how. Some contribute ingenuity, others graft. What we contribute is hard-won, hands-on experience of the Z itself. We can spend Z stories to increase our experimental modifications by 20. Okay. Well, we've got 3. No, we have 6. We need 3. Okay. We can provide additional funding, specifically applying bribes that the philanthropist cannot be associated with. That'll cost us 75 echoes. That's pretty cheap. We can donate a mysterious device. Heretofore its purpose was mysterious, but the chief engineer insists it's precisely what they need. Okay. 1 outlandish artifact for that one. We can donate Stygian ivory. It's dark as the belly of the Z, and, correctly treated, harder than iron. It takes a Stygian ivory, which we just got one of. We can contribute an advanced theory. These idiots don't have the first idea what they're doing. Enlighten them. We can give 1 extraordinary implication for 100 modifications immediately. We can also, later, retrieve a set of Zonar schematics. Interesting. For now, though, we have to deal with this. We have a number of things to do it. So let's donate some Stygian ivory and see if that'll help. It's as dark as the belly of the Z. The scientists are pleased as schoolboys, After spending the afternoon taking pot shots at the ivory with variously calibered rifles, to test its resilience, you see, they're keen to put it to use. Supplies are limited, but it will reinforce crucial junctures or protect valuable stress points. There we go. We now have 20 of this. So let's see if we can't boost it up the rest of the way. Some nautical know-how wouldn't go amiss. We don't want to get rid of all of our Z stories, because these are important for getting in to see the Fathom King. So let's just give off a couple of these here and see if that'll do it. A grease-flecked engineer listens to our tales with wide eyes, sucking loudly on peppermint after peppermint. When we finish, he whistles. Marvelous! Marvelous! There's an expectant pause. Ah, he says. Sorry, I probably should have been writing that down. Could you start again? This time he remembers he's supposed to be working. Gain 20, and it did cost us 3 Z stories. Okay. Let's try continuing some funding, because this seems like a pretty easy way to boost it up. 75 echoes is pretty insignificant overall here. Was there any downsides with this? Doesn't seem to be. Behind the Blue Bazaar by night, a gang of cravatted criminals assemble. For a sum of echoes, they will appropriate a crate of necessary materials for us. They ask no questions, and the crate is delivered to the workshop by morning. Okay, we're up to 65. Need to get a little bit more here. Still 75 echoes? Yeah, we might just donate some more money here. It's probably the easiest way. We could go for some of these more valuable options, but we don't actually have the resources needed to do them, so I think we'll avoid that and just donate some more cash. Bumps us up to 90. Now there's no way to get 10, so by experimenting with different options, we've definitely wasted some resources, but it's not a big deal. We'll give them some more echoes. There we go, 115 now. Now we have an interesting one. Let's see what this is all about. The engineers have reached an impasse. It's the sonar. It's unreliable, loud, and stops working below 70 fathoms. But the Admiralty and the Comet must have cracked theirs back in the day. The engineers brim with conspiracy theories about the old submarine programs. Before the agreement about nothing of consequence, London's Admiralty conducted their submarine research at Station 3. The location of the Comet research base is unknown, but a number of the scientists relocated to Khan's Shadow. Perhaps one of those locations has information we could use. Okay, so we can go to Khan's Shadow, or we can go to Station 3. Interesting. Well then, we'll have to keep traveling, won't we? So let's get a move on. Mysteries abound on the Sunless Sea. If we take a look at our map here, Station 3 is way back there, Khan's Shadow is way over there. Either way, there's nothing that's particularly close, but we might scoot across to Khan's Shadow just to see what's what. Only problem there is we go close to the Crying Heights and may get attacked by some nasty little blue prophets. I think we may actually go back up to Station 3, because that'll allow us to drop back into Fallen London and resupply. That's probably the safest way. Khan's Shadow has supplies as well, but I think this is best, because that'll also let us do our repairs when we get back there. So we'll head back north again, in an attempt to acquire some questionably legal knowledge. And we'll see how it goes for us. Meanwhile, we'll try and thread the needle between these two whirlpools. There we go. Nothing too bad here. And hopefully we have a nice peaceful Z voyage ahead of us, friends. A nice peaceful Z voyage indeed. Turn off the lights and enjoy our nightmares. Overall, we should be able to manage here. I don't think we'll be in for too much trouble, really. We'll stop in at the Uttershroom, though, and see what they have to say. No reason not to. It's free supplies when we get back to London, so we might as well. Just a short visit to the Uttershroom. While we're here, we'll drop in, gather some intelligence. There we go. Get a port report. We could visit the village. We're heading back to the north anyway. Let's see what happens. Hospitable? Not exactly. But they usually don't chase us off with sticks, and they usually let us sit beside their mildew-smelling fire. Ooh. The Uttershroom releases spores according to its own inscrutable schedule. Today the air is soupy thick. They coat our hair, they clog our throat, they gather like sleep in the corners of our eyes. Conversation with the shroomers is impossibly hard. We return to the ship where we find a tiny purple mushroom growing already in our ear. We've gained a terror and a tale of terror. We have so many of those and so few Z stories. Well, let's keep moving. We've got plenty of distance to travel north anyway. There's the wreck of the Miko. All kinds of interesting things hide in this world. All kinds of interesting things. We are getting a little bit low on fuel, which may be a concern, but we're probably not in trouble here. We've got plenty of funds if we need to pay someone for help, or need to buy more supplies, so I imagine we'll be able to get by here without too much trouble. There's a ship here. I'm not too worried about them. They don't look like they're gunning for us. Approaching Demo Island, so we can stop in there and say hello as well. So far, the voyage has been kind, which is always appreciated. Let's stop in at Demo Isle. We don't have too much to do here because nothing awaits us, but we can compile a port report and head back on our way. We could try to gather supplies, but I don't think we're going to worry about that right at the moment. Again, though, no lights because we need our fuel to last as long as it can. And thankfully, there are some lights around here to mitigate our terror. Now we are going straight north? Not quite. We're heading off to the east a little bit to reach Station 3 on time. We are getting quite low on fuel, which is worrying, but we should be able to make it no problem here. We may be cutting it a little bit close, but we should be able to get back to London with no big problems. Hopefully, we'll have what we need to get our Zubmariner's parts here from this station without too much trouble as well. Phoenix Steam Tramper, alright. Tramp Steamer. They don't look like they're out for us, so we should be fine. We'll stop in at Station 3. Here we go. Now, thankfully, we're allowed to enter Station 3, so we may be able to get our information a little bit more easily. We can search Shed 12. Ah, I see. It's unrelated. A long, low building propped against the wall. Boarded windows. A rustling padlock. Well, let's see then. What's going on in here? Our bosun shatters the lock with a ball-peen hammer. Inside, our lamps reveal dust-choked workbenches strewn with discarded tools. Shelves of cardboard boxes filled with rivets and bolts, washers and screws. Blackboards rushly scrubbed. Here is an old lunchbox. Its half-eaten sandwiches encased in successive generations of exciting fungus. In a rusted filing cabinet we find the documents we need. A folder of tea-stained research into Zonar. We leave the rotting workshop quietly and return to our ship. The next time we sneeze, our handkerchief comes away black with the workshop dust that crept into our lungs. That was easier than I was expecting. Alright then. Back we go. This time we're heading back to Fallen London to pick up some more fuel, because we're certainly low on that front. As well as to drop off any other supplies we have on hand. I'm gonna let the little crab live, am I? I think not. There we go. And from it we will butcher for supplies to reduce our hunger further. There we go. Nice and easy. We approach Abbey Rock. We might as well stop in here on the way past. The more we can find, the better off we'll be, so let's see what we can acquire. We are getting quite low on fuel. Quite low indeed, but we should be able to make that last piece of distance on what fuel we have remaining. Hopefully. Let's dock in Abbey Rock, and while we're here, we can compile our port report. We could drop some recent news off at the iron-studded gates. They generally appreciate that. Or we can drop a hunting trophy here to reduce our terror. That would be a good way of doing things, I think. We could also drop off the scarred sister here, but I think we'll hold on to her for now. We can also ask the sisters to arrange the adventuress's death, which is part of what she wanted. We'll see if that's what we'll do. But for now, let's try offering a hunting trophy. The muscular prioress investigates our trophy. I'll put it with the others, she says. Her tone suggests grudging respect. You, and no more than 3 sailors, are invited to dine with them that evening. And we do, on black layer bread and overcooked cavern trout, among fierce women with spiked rosaries. One of them hacks up her trout with an axe. But at the end of the evening, when the plates are cleared away, the room goes quiet. A tall nun with a startling strabismus sings in a rich, deep voice like stolen sunset, but the hills of her homeland far above. Firelight flickers on the face of our crew. Our hunger is gone, we've lost 10 terror, and we've gained a memory of distant shores. We've also gained Stone's attention. Interesting. Well, let's trade some news and see what happens. There we go. We lost 2 more terror. So it is. So it is. And now we sail on, I suppose. There's no shops here. Nothing else we can do. Time to make our way back to London as intended. And see if we can't make it there before we run dry completely. Hopefully we don't run into some kind of ill fate, but we should be able to make it on 1 remaining fuel. It may just be a little bit tight. There's Bad Stevener's Abyss, so we can tell that we're getting close. We should be able to manage this, though. We're on to desperate measures, as they say, so let's pull into dock here. Real close. We have an offer of assistance since we've made it into the bay, but we shouldn't need it. We have just enough fuel to get back home. Cutting it a little bit close, but we made it. There we go. So, we haven't been away long enough to get any wonderful adventures here, but there's a couple quick things for us to do to get some more rewards. We could submit vital intelligence, but we'll hold on to that for now. We'll submit our port reports on Abbey Rock, get ourselves some fuel and echoes, the Communion Canal, get ourselves a couple echoes, Uttershroom for fuel and echoes as well, and Demo Island, some more fuel and echoes. There we go. That'll help reduce our costs here a little bit. There's not much else we need to do while we're here, but we will drop into the shops and pick up some more supplies. So, let's see what we want here. We're going to want to buy some fuel. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be buying while we're here, but probably primarily fuel. We can make our way on other supplies without too much trouble. And is there anything else I need to drop off? Still got our meter salt. What else is in our hold right now? Not much, really. Most of our other supplies are in curiosities, which don't actually take up space. Lamentable relics and the like. Well, I suppose for now we will continue onwards. We've got what we came here for, and it's time to head back with the new resources we have to potentially acquire a Zubmarine. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. I know Sunless Sea isn't your favorite for everyone. I'm sure some of you will be happy to see it back. Either way, we're going to be playing a lot more of it, because I'm excited and getting into what Zubmariner has in store. So until next time, bye-bye.